Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to show you how to play legato and staccato, what they are and what to pay attention when you approach these two playing techniques. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and make sure to check the notifications bell to never miss a new video. Also, I now offer online piano lessons, so if you're looking for one, there's going to be a link in the description below. When we play piano, we have to play either detached, staccato or legato. There's no really other way of playing the notes. And legato is by far the most common because it sounds the most pleasing, more melodious, and it's what we sing like as well. So I'm going to start with legato first. Now, in order to understand legato, we need to understand what detached playing is. Now, if I play a 5-note scale here, C, D, E, F, G, as you could hear, there was a little gap between the notes because I lifted up my hand before I pressed down the next note. And that tiny gap separates these notes from each other, and we call that detached playing. It's not staccato, it's just detached because the notes are separated, but they are not bouncy and they are not sharp. Now, if I want to create legato, connected or smooth playing, which is usually signaled by a slur in the sheet music or the word legato, then I have to connect these notes in a way that there is no gap between them. Initially, you would think it's something like this. But again, that's really wrong because all the notes are going to sound at the same time. So we kind of have to minimize the overlap between the notes to an extent where it's beautiful legato, but it's still a very clean sound. So I'm going to press down the first note and I'm going to hold it down until the second one goes down, and at the same time I'm lifting up. So there's a fraction of a second where both notes are sounding at the same time, but it's so short that you can't really perceive it, but the melody becomes connected and smooth. Now, when we play legato, especially slowly, we can really shape that melody in so many ways. We can do a crescendo, we can do a decrescendo, we can play with more heaviness, we can play very gently, and this is ultimately what's going to create a beautiful sound and a very expressive playing. So, for example, if you play slow legato notes, you want to put a lot of arm weight into that playing. Even your whole body can channel the energy into your playing, and every key is going to go down with a nice motion which is coordinated throughout your hand. And you can obviously do a little bit of rotation to make sure that when you get to the outer fingers, you get the same kind of deepness in sound. So, I did a crescendo and then I pulled back into very quiet, and I was using the arm weight and a little bit of a wavy motion, very subtle and relaxed wrist to create that beautiful deep sound. So this is basically what legato playing is, and the easiest way to practice is to get that deep rounded key attack. Don't keep your hand static, don't let it tense up, and don't try to keep it in one shape. Try to go with the sound, lead the sound, follow the melody with your hand, and that's going to give you a very natural and musical sound. Now let's turn to staccato. Staccato is the complete opposite of legato. Not only it detaches the notes from each other, but it makes them very sharp and bouncy, creating kind of a marching or something very sudden feeling in your playing. So it's used for that kind of sound effect. Now, as I showed you, the detached style means that I lift up my hand between the notes, but I don't make them very sharp and bouncy. Now, if I want to make it staccato, I have to make it very quick, almost like a bouncing ball, like basketball, or when you touch something very hot and you jump up quickly. Now, when you play staccato, there are very important things about health and technique. First of all, the wrist has to be very relaxed and flexible. As you could see, I wasn't moving my hand in a very static up and down motion. I was doing a wavy motion with my hand, and I was curving my fingers and almost like curving up as I jumped up from the sound. And that's going to make staccato play much easier and less rigid and tenseful on the hands. So again, don't do anything like this, because it's very sore, it's very tense, and it doesn't sound so graceful. So again, waving, and the same applies to the left hand. And that's basically what staccato playing means. Now, staccato can be confusing when you see it on longer notes. So for example, on crotchets, and many students would think that it makes the note quicker. So for example, if I have crotchets on these notes, you would still play them as opposed to waiting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. So the length of the note value doesn't change, but we just put a little break after if it's a longer note value to still keep it nice and sharp. But you still have to stick to the same beat and the same pulse. Now, if you want to practice legato, scales are the perfect way to practice that, and then obviously you can put it into your pieces. Now, when we start playing fast, that kind of arm movement and heaviness diminishes what I showed you earlier, because we simply don't have the time to do so much movement and to put so much weight into legato playing when we play very fast, because it would hinder the speed, and it would also be kind of impossible to do so much motion when you run up and down the keys. So when you want to play legato very fast, you play mostly from the fingers, but also with a very relaxed wrist. So for example, if I play this 5-note scale very slowly, I'm very, everything moves, but if I go quick, I still had a little motion, I was following the melody, but my fingers were doing most of the work because I wanted to be light, and in order to play fast, you have to be very light, so you can't put so much heaviness into the playing. So if you want to play your legato scales, just make sure you do very deep notes, follow the melody with your hands, and the wrist is shaping the melody, so it's rotating and moving up and down as well. Now, if you practice staccato, again, scales are perfect for that. And if you want to challenge yourself, you can introduce some dynamics into your scales when you practice legato and staccato. For example, the crescendo and decrescendo. And any other variations. So this was my very short video on legato and staccato. I don't want to go into too much detail and give you examples from musical pieces, because I've done a video on that before, playing legato against staccato and different articulations. So have a look at those videos if you would like to experience this in real world pieces. I wanted to just explain the very basics of legato, staccato and detached playing to make you understand what it is and what to watch out for in a very simple 5-note or full scale exercise. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, subscribe for more.